Greetings and salutations one and all. Welcome to the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew Community and Finance Night. How you doing? Kicking off things tonight with the sound of Shelly Sweet Shells. The track is called One Love. I want to say big ups to each and everyone locked in right now. Those on TuneIn Radio, the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Those hailing out of the UK, One Harmony Radio, top of the morning to you. Big ups to those in New Jersey, NIE Radio. The Motivator, thank you for the words of encouragement earlier, bro. Big ups to those out of New York, Island, worldwide, representing demonstrating, not representing, but demonstrating the power of music. Turn the music up loud and you'll see. Big ups to those out of South Florida on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. When the music play, we join as one. It's the love inside me. Much love to those out of Texas. Can you feel the music? Oh, and those on WGLRO, home of the Donny Walker Morning Show, taking from the sheets to the streets, the People Station. Big up to those on Oliwap Radio and Dusic Media Groups. Much love to you. Big up to those on CR7. If you didn't catch us live and you're listening on the podcast, big ups to you too. Those that are checking us out on YouTube. Yeah, if you want to know what those platforms, the name of those channels are, both the podcast and the YouTube channel have the same name, The Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew. And you get your podcast anywhere and everywhere you listen to your podcasts. Yeah, man, there's a love inside us when we move and groove. Remember, you can catch Clinton Lindsay on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com, 12 till 3 every day Eastern. Yeah, that's 12 noon, not midnight. Big ups to you guys that are locked in on Facebook Live. Don't get too comfortable. It's only a segment of the broadcast. Use the link that is pinned in the comment section. It's called kevinstew.com. I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors. The Pulse Media Group, and being in the moment is priceless. Give them a call. 754-999-1140. They take care of your videos, your photos, your streaming, your ads. Everything you see on kevinstew.com, they can do for you. So you have a church service, a seminar, a funeral, a wedding, a party, graduation, you name it. You want to stream it on a secure platform? Go ahead. Call up Pulse Media Group, 754-999-1140. Or check them out at pulseemg.com. Tell them Kevin Stew sent you. I want to say thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea SU is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, of course, her Healing Heavenly Hands, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. Give her a call, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. She only has one request outside of paying her. You get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. You're not allowed to sleep. You'll fall asleep there, but you can't stay there. I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global Entertainment will act as your booking agents. handle your tour management, your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more. Give them a call, 954-804-8199. Thank you, Reggae Global Entertainment. And thank you to McNeil Trucking. McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands for your moving needs. Give them a call, 954-406-9740. They're licensed and insured. Tell them you heard about them on Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Yeah, we all need one love. Not 2, 3, 4, or 5, just one. One good love. I want to remind you, coming up on the 16th of October, Rhythms of the Heart, live music in Margate, Florida. If you missed the first one, you missed out on a doozy. It's the third Saturday of each month. It's called Rhythms of the Heart. Tickets are available. You can link me. You can go to Eventbrite. $10 pre-sold. More at the door. And one more thing, I don't have the image for it, but coming up this Saturday, I do have the image, I just don't have it on hand. But coming up this Saturday is NAMI Walks. NAMI Broward has their annual fundraising walk run happening this year at Nova University down in Davie. Go to namibroward.org and register. And I'll see you there. So without further ado, what we all gathered here for, the moment we've been waiting for is here. She's no stranger to the night shift. And it's such a pleasure to have her again. She goes by the moniker Audrye now. Yeah, you check out her pages, you look for her on social media, it's Audrye now. And her Audrey is not the way that you see it spelt everywhere. No, no, no. She'll tell you with no uncertain terms. This is the correct way to spell Audrey. Right, Audrey? I see you. Audrey's over there dying with laughter. Ladies and gentlemen, Audrye Arbe. How
thank
are
you. That was ridiculous.
I thank you. How are you doing, Audrye?
I'm actually doing amazingly. Given what's going on the earth, I tend to say that because there's stuff going on in this country.
Yes.
Doing well. Live, I'm moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready. My new course is almost complete. We're launching. I mean, people can go in right now, but we're launching November 19th. And this week is the week I'm doing the videos. So it's exciting. And everyone knows Zoom. I'm Zoom. And so I'll be Zoom.
Okay, so you're zooming on. Nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Nice. Um,
Yeah.
it's good to see you again.
Me too.
Looking forward to hanging out with you on Saturday. By
Me
the
too.
way,
Yes, I did my best to register. They wanted $1,000, so I have to figure out how to register correctly.
wow.
I must have something wrong. I did
So
individual. As generous as I want to be, that's a little more.
I hadn't seen that part of the registration.
So I must have done something.
I don't know.
I'm not detecting it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that myself and ask some questions. That's fascinating. Oh wow. Um, okay, so you the first time we were on, we got an introduction to who Audrey is. That was, gee, that's 2 years ago now.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Yep. Pre-COVID.
Wow. Time
I know.
flies.
Astoundingly.
Wow.
Astoundingly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right. So, much love, Marlon. Welcome. Welcome to the broadcast. Want to say big ups to each and everybody again locked in. Those of you on Facebook Live, be generous. Share. Tell everybody. Call a friend. Tell a friend. Friends of your friends. Friends of your enemies. Enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because we don't want to leave anybody out. The information is for everyone, and we can all benefit. And that would be how it's a good start to eliminate some of the isms that we have going on around us. You know,
Exactly.
and Audrey speaks a lot on isms, and that's one of the things that we're talking about tonight. Ism
Yeah.
freedom. So tell us about this course, Audrey. What what are some of the isms that you're addressing, and tell us a little bit about this course, why it was that you put it together.
Okay. So I'm a healer, and I
Okay.
deal in energy and consciousness and evolving ourselves individually and as a species.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look around, it's obvious that we have a lot, and we can call them racism, sexism. Let's see, there's racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, speciesism, culturalism, classism. I go on, those kinds of things that can people, as well as this one thinks they're better or someone else first, or right came first.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody or a group holds of these things, a belief system that has that kind of information, insecurity, my opinion, the one holding it, and an anger, pain that they have not dealt with.
Mm.
And there's a lot of misunderstanding among people and creators. I mean, what we are through global thing, climate change. And who started that? Who created it?
Yeah.
People. It didn't happen
Right. They pop out to the blue. Right.
that way.
Hmm.
And it's us that choose to need to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, any of us can feel overwhelmed. I mean, it's humongous. We
Yes.
have melting ice caps. I mean, it's astounding to even say those words. And yet there are people who don't believe it's true.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, there are people who say racism is real. Sexism isn't real.
Mm.
These are, so there's a denial, and we can call it, we can get fancy words. We can call it Oh, I've got words. I have a glossary section with words. We could call it cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
We could call it ignorance. We can call it, well, see, I'm really looking,
Right.
but not.
Yes.
Like terms like, I am sure you've heard these terms. I'm going to use some that are like more common now. Incipient racism, covert.
I'm not familiar with that
racism.
one.
You have not heard those?
Covert, yes. Incipient, I haven't heard that one.
Incipient racism. There's many ways to describe all this. It's like, well, I'm not really racist, someone's thinking, but there's this little sneaky, slithery thing, and of course they are. Like, either in microaggression, just a little thing. So what my course is about, what it really is how each and every one of us can heal ourselves of any of these. It's a 6-week course. I'm a healer.
Mm-hmm.
And how shall I say this? I give a bunch of examples, not exams. I'll give you examples. I teach breathing attunements all the time. It's a way to upraise frequency.
Yes.
And in fact, in my videos, I'm doing a set out energy. And people can get that can get it beyond space and time. They can move through that. Like I do readings and healings with people on the phone.
Right.
I don't need to hear them. Okay. And then with COVID, I'm not normally near them, and people are wherever they are and I'm where I am. And then we have different examples of some of what goes on, and then a whole lot of processes. And some of it's a lot of fun, and some of it could be, what shall I say, triggering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because different people look at things differently. And
Right.
my attitude, I'm going to say it straight up front, is if we keep the mentality that many people have had for the last, 100 years or longer, just something small like 100 years, that has created some of the schisms, but some of the schisms that we have now, we're not going to progress as a species. We're not.
Mm.
If we stay at limited third-dimensional mentality, we're not going to progress. We have to I've been saying this for years. We have to upraise our frequency, and that's part of what's happening. And when we do some of what I teach, and I teach things in my course, this is my online courses, other stuff. And that way we could move forward. I mean, this whole thing with racism, and I have said some things that some people don't like. And it takes courage. I'm discovering it takes courage to be me.
Mm.
And because I use the term black, brown, beige.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people who say they're black, they're tan.
Right.
And that's mixed race.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else there that goes with the brown, because brown and tan are two different colorations.
Right.
And it just happened. And the term light black is gray. Okay. I mean, okay.
The only gray people I know walking around are the ones with the last name Gray.
Time for us, I mean, all of us, I don't just mean you and I, to really look at some of this, clear it, get very real with ourselves.
Yes.
I'm learning to do this because I deal with also transgender, LGBTQ, because those are isms.
Yeah.
LGBTism, homophobia.
Yeah.
All of this kind of stuff. I never heard transgender phobia, but whatever word we want to do.
Right.
And whether somebody likes something or not, I'm a vegetarian. Okay, I am a long-time vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
I am mostly vegan. I've been eating like this, I'm figuring that for 47 years. I started 47 years. Now I'm mostly raw vegan. Yes. I'm 1,005 years old, okay?
You see me doing the math, right? You see me doing the math in my head.
Yeah. And it's and not everybody eats like that.
Yeah, that's true.
One, it's planet. Two, it's good for the body and the soul.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend, and I really do. I am like kind of that everybody at least one day a week, be completely plant based. Why? Because now I'm going to say things that are probably going to have people laugh if you don't know this stuff. If you know it, people will not. But if they don't, you're going to think, oh, look at that, what that woman is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, beef, cattle,
Yeah.
those kind of things, okay? So when they're eating what they eat and do, I'm a city woman, okay, and do what they do, when they pass gas, they let methane out, which is contributing tremendously to global warming. And even scientists, you have to know I'm laughing at this, but even scientists have finally been saying that being vegetarian, or at least plant-based, because there are people who don't like the V word, vegetarian or vegan.
Mm-hmm.
They may like other words, but they can sometimes quibble on those two V words, but they like plant-based.
Right.
Somehow that trigger some people the way those others will. And if everybody, or at least a good section of people, that means you, if you're listening, I mean you, I do mean you,
Mm-hmm.
are plant-based minimally one day a week. That means the whole day, no meat, no fish, no chicken, nothing with feet, with legs, with eyes, with teeth, with fins, feathers,
Mm-hmm.
and not trickle down on this. We will be, I use the word heal. I'm not into fight climate change. I think what are you going to do? Go hit it? I mean, it's just, to me, it's funny.
Right.
To help, I'm going to hit a hurricane. I mean, really? Have you ever been near one? Doesn't work.
Living in South Florida, you'll get to see a few.
Yes, well, we're in Florida, so hopefully not. Let me just delete that. Delete on all of them. If we do that, we not only help the planet, we help ourselves. Because if somebody eats real plant-based, okay, not out of a can, like you actually make food.
Yeah.
And preferably organic, because unfortunately our species, or certainly this country, I don't know every country, has put so much additives in the growing of food that even organic has pesticides.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can say that it's safe. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I learned what I'm going to say, which I thought was disgusting, I literally gagged, that, we look like humans and we think we're just people, whatever that might be, but I forget the proportion, but over 50% of you, me, what we look at is bacteria. When I learned that, I was so grossed out. Yes.
Where did you learn that?
In some science thing that I was reading and studying. I explore a bunch of stuff. It isn't just the microbiome where we like the digesting the food, that the gut. Mm-hmm. We are made of that. And then I started looking. That is part of what makes us.
I guess that's where the saying comes from. You are what you eat.
There you go. So I do recommend that at least one day a week, people be plant-based and eat as much as possible organic. And yes, I know it costs more money, but it only costs more money up front when you're buying it. Over time, and if you plan to be on this earth for any length of time, over time will actually mean something.
Right.
It'll enhance your health and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And then judicious, because the animals, one, use up more of the actual land than growing food would. And because there is issues with some people not having food, mm-hmm. and climate change going on, a lot of food is literally being destroyed. There's a thing called, do you know the term ghost forests? Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't heard of ghost forests. Tell me about that. Are you referring to the forests lost?
No, on I think they're calling it ghost forests on the shorelines in the United States on the East Coast. Apparently, where the ocean, which is salt water, is seeping in. I mean, I'm sure there are more scientific terms than seeping in, but where it's seeping in, these trees are not supposed to have salt water. It's killing them.
Right.
And that's called ghost forest or ghost trees. The salt water is killing them. And that's also whatever crops might be there. So there's wherever we could actually get land to grow stuff, I recommend that. I also, if someone has a house or space, get something called a food tower. Do you know what a food tower is? No.
What are you calling the food tower?
A food tower is, I don't have one yet. I'm going to get a little one.
Yeah.
Because I have land. I don't have a house. I'm in a third floor, what am I in, condo?
Yeah.
It's a thing that literally it's like a tower, and it has different compartments that one plants. The food tower people will actually provide the seeds and different things, and you grow a huge amount of many different kinds of produce, from strawberries to lettuces to many kinds, and it just keeps producing. And
That's
my friend Yara is an expert on this. I'm going to get a little one because I don't have like outside land to put one in and all of that. So when I hear about food, you know the term food deserts?
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean by deserts, where there are people where they live where they have decent store to buy decent food?
Right.
I have said, get somebody in the building or on your block. I'm still from New York, so I still think on your block.
Yeah.
Okay. And get a couple of food towers. They do cost money, but people can contribute and work out who gets what and how they do it and all that. You've mentioned tribe peoples. We all need to be somewhat tribal at this point in time. We do need to cooperate.
Yes.
Okay. Wherever we might have come, it's just a given. Okay. And then people will have food to eat. And it keeps producing. And when it's finished producing and you've eaten everything and there's no more seeds, then you do what anyone else does. You get more seeds.
And you start over again. Yep. It makes sense.
And these are called food towers because we're going to need to really be producing a lot of our own food. Have you noticed that? And I don't have the figures on this. I really don't. But that a lot of the multi-billionaires, and I don't think I need to name names of some of the biggest multi-billionaires in this country, have also bought up acreage.
Yes. They've bought up a lot of land. Yes.
Of land.
Yes.
Okay, now I don't personally know them, or I would finance everything we're both doing. Okay, so I don't yet personally know these people. And so why are they doing this? What do they or know about food or whatever? So I feel it's very important. And in terms of the ISM course, the full name, did I give the name? Full name of the course is Ism Freedom. Be free of causes and effects of racism, sexism, and other isms. And the reason for that is, and I do give some history, causes of sexism, causes of racism, and some others, because there were people that, as I said, are in denial. No, it doesn't exist.
Yes.
We're in a race-free world. What are they called? Post-racial. We're living in a post-racial world.
Not true.
Well, I noticed that. Yeah. I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
No.
Not
and
true.
It's certainly
too many reports in the news, too many incidents. There are too many disparities in judgments, in convictions.
Yes.
You know, it's just there are just too many to say that that's a post racial. Nah. Mm-mm.
It's not true.
No.
It's not true. And if anyone thinks that all women, how do we want to say this in an elegant way? It still isn't that women have parity with men. And whether cisgender, transgender, I don't want somebody calling and saying, which do you mean? However you choose to identify.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will give like my woke identity. I am a cisgender, heterosexual female. Did I say it all? Did I say it right?
I think you covered all the bases.
Okay.
Yeah, you just about covered all the bases there.
Okay, and anything else, I don't think it's anyone's business.
Right.
Okay, and all of that kind of thing. And because of some of the denials, let me get back on the track. I was saying we have to take care of these, like the denial of from some people of racism. So in the course, because I don't want someone saying that there isn't any, I have a section, I think it's week 1 or 2, where I used somebody else's study. This is not my study. And their program, and I quoted them, and I give them all the credit. I acknowledge them all over the place.
Right.
It was something, because it's their work. And it was something done just a couple of years ago in the quote unquote heartland, which means like the Midwest.
Right.
And the reason I picked them is I'm amazed at how upfront I am, but if the guides give me the words out of my mouth, they're going to come. Because I want people in particular, person.
Wait, say that again. You want what?
I wondered why people in the heartland, which is like Midwest, why so many voted for somebody that I consider, I'm going to say this, okay, to have serious mental problems.
Right.
And that's all I'll say about right now. If you need to discuss it, but like that. So when I started doing some research, understand I'm from New York. And when I say New York, I mean the city, I mean Manhattan. And although I've been in Florida a long time, we all get to pick who we choose to hang out with.
Right.
Okay. We all pick our crew, our tribe, our people, our folks.
That's right.
So we do. So I live amongst people that we don't all have identical, but we all have pretty harmonious ways of living with things. Some difference, that's fine, because that's interesting. Okay, we're not clones. I don't want to be a clone. That would be boring.
Right.
And we're not AI, artificial intelligence. And yet.
I'm still very real.
Very much. Anyway, so I looked this stuff up, and it gave statistics of what white folks had done. And I'm a white woman, okay, in case anyone isn't sure, that's what I've been classified as.
That's what you're classified as. I wouldn't necessarily say that's what you are, but that's what you're classified as.
What I am is a sparkle of divinity.
Thank you very much.
That is what I am. I am a sparkle of divinity having my earth journey
at
this time. That's what I am. But classified as such, so I wanted to see, and what I saw, I was horrified. It's sickening. So it's in the course. So people can see it. That's not the whole course. That's a little section.
Yeah.
The course isn't about, let's see who we can blame. That's not what I do. My course is about how do we each take personal responsibility. Because if we don't, all it is the blame shame game. Right. And that goes nowhere. Then it's victim. I don't play that. I don't.
So you've done, this is your third course.
My third online course, yes.
That you're presenting now, right?
Yes.
What has been the participation and response from the other two? What has that been like?
Okay, so my first course, I call it the Morph course, MORPH,
Mm-hmm.
and that name is Morph into the Magic of Self-Love, capital S, little SELF, and the capital S stands for soul, essence, self, and the little stands for ego, personality, self. Okay? Because when I was starting to, I follow guidance, okay? I am a spiritual woman.
Yeah.
I am a very spiritual woman.
Right.
Not so much a religious woman. Let me make a little distinction. I'm more a spiritual woman, and I will follow any quote unquote avatar in any religion that really speaks what I feel is on high, and I will do that, which doesn't mean I am necessarily that religion or not, including what I'm born into.
Gotcha.
Some of it not. So I don't like being pigeonholed because it doesn't.
Right.
And so when I was first doing this, because the guidance was I needed to start doing this. So it's like, okay. And I was told I had to write 6 courses. And I'm going, 6 courses? And it doesn't matter if I want to or not. If that's the guidance, it's what I'm going to get myself ready to do. So someone asked me, if someone is starting on the journey of self-exploration of who they are, they asked me, what's the first thing they need to do? I said, love themselves. So bingo, that's my first course. And the response, the people who have taken, they're all 6-week courses. And so really get the course to get the result. And I guarantee results, by the way. I absolutely do. And everybody gets, once you register, well, when the other 2 are live, the ISM course, November 15th. And then it's all over. And so you have to listen to the half-hour audio you get every day and do what it says. If you don't do what it says, you're going to miss.
Right.
There's 2 little videos each course has per week. One is on a breathing attunement, and another might be on a transformational process. And in the Morph, it's definitely on a transformational process. So I show how to do them. So not they hear. I have the part called the enrichment material. I'm a writer. So, there's written material. The first 2 courses, they don't have to read it. I recommend they read it, but they don't have to. They have to listen to the audio and do what it says. And the video will help. And from the people who have taken the course,
yes,
and I've spoken with a bunch of them, they have thanked me. God, I am so emotional. They have thanked me for creating this, because each and every person that I spoke with that completed the course has grown. They have all grown in different ways, not in the exact same way, because as I said, we're not clones.
That's right.
And we're not. And everyone's got whatever their whatnot is. And because they're so content rich, and I let people keep the course, because my purpose is with all my heart, I really choose to live in a world of level people, okay? That we get along, we enjoy ourselves, we enjoy each other, we clean this earth up, okay?
Yeah.
And we create a viable world for ourselves and our progeny. And yes, I'm all for going to Mars. It's not like I'm not. I'm big into science fiction.
You'll take a trip.
If I could, I would jump in. I mean, what's his name? William Shatner is going, and he's 90. So that means us, okay, can pretty much go. And all of that. I think that's exciting. Well, he's not going to Mars yet. He's going just, up and down.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this. Part of it is my legacy, that I can't always do a live course. I have fun doing them, but this way they're available to anyone at any time, period.
Right.
The second course, so when I finished that and and I did live workshops, that was fun. And then it was fun. And then time to do something else, because I'm called.
Right.
And if anyone has called, you will know what I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
So
you try to avoid it every now and then. You turn a blind eye. You go the complete opposite direction, only to end up in the very same place that you were called to go.
you have to, because you are.
Yeah.
And I consecrated myself. I said, fine. I am God, goddess's child. I am. And notice I don't just say God, goddesses, Allah, Great Spirit, Oshun,
Yep.
because many.
Yes.
So there's one language that says it.
Mm-hmm.
And creator, creatrix of all, it is not a male. It's beyond that.
Yes.
Totally beyond.
Indeed.
Some of them get, when I say that.
Yeah.
And then I look at them and I go, well, a male only would have no template to make a female. There would be nothing to even know how to create a female.
But
it is beyond that. That's all. And yes, that's in the course. That is all conditioning.
Yeah, but even in our general talk, we will talk about God the Creator, but we'll say Mother Nature or Mother Earth. And I'm like, okay, so if you're gonna make one part masculine and then make another part feminine, is there any part that goes stands out above another? Is there any part that can work without the other? What are you really trying to say? And then, it would always spark some type of debate, and then somebody might mention something from the Bible. And even with the translation that we use, the first time I read the creation story, I remember it saying, let us create man in our image. So if the translation goes us, who was God talking to? Who was the creator talking with? There must have been other. And then it goes on and people will argue, well, there were others in heaven, the other angels. Okay. But so if there's just one way that people look, and man was created in our image, their image, the celestial being's image, then why is there any division now?
Well, first of all, taking it literally, like image, like you think it means what we look like? It's the energy frequency that we are.
Thank you.
It isn't look like.
We don't look past the words that we either speak or hear, when there's so much more to it.
Yeah.
People hear image and they're taught image refers to something you see. Okay. So when you duplicate a sound, what do you see in your mind's eye? So it's these things, and people will go through will go through sessions or go through seminars, and there'll be a section in there where someone would say, okay, close your eyes, imagine this sound, what colors do you see?
Mm-hmm.
And they think nothing of it, and people go off reeling off colors and saying, oh, I see that's a bright tone, I see yellows, and okay, but your eyes are closed and it's a sound. So how do you see it? Now you start thinking of image differently. But people don't take that into consideration, because we're too busy following whatever a leader or one that we hold in high esteem would say, or what is popular amongst the masses. Giving up our identity, losing ourselves in the stream of the crowd. And that's where we end up. Driftwood.
Okay.
Anyway, but I digress and I come back. It's all.
That was beautifully spoken. And that's why, my courses are a wake-up call.
And that's why they're important. And that's why when people are called, like yourself, you need to hear the call. You need to heed to the call and do what you're called to do. Because many of us need that. wake up call. We're asleep. And we're sleepwalking. We're sleep talking.
All of that. Whenever I write a course,
Mm-hmm.
my second course, I call it my sex course, and then I start laughing because it's just funny to say my sex course. And it's not a how to, maybe the teeny little bit. That course, that course is called Sexuality, Sensuality, Stupidity, Sex, Your Intimacy, Healing, Exuberance course. Because I looked around after the Morph course, and that's all open to registration, by the way. They're open.
Yes.
And I thought, area of people having some issue with them. Whatever was going on then, that was like it. And I know I have clients, so I know what people ask about.
Right.
So, of course. And people, again, thank me about that. And some people are afraid of it because they've had various kinds of abuse. So they get, and then when they take the course, again, I'm thanked. And the Ism course, this is both, this is also personal for me, as well as global. I'm the mother of a biracial daughter.
Right.
And there's no way I'm letting anyone erase me. It's just not happen. And you know how big I am. I am.
Oh, yeah.
I think I am an adorable yet fierce 4'10".
Yeah. 90 pounds, okay, great. Yeah, believe me, people. She is looking at her. Again, here we go. We're fooled by what we see with our external eyes. You know, she's this little thing, but boy.
I never think I'm little unless I'm with people and I'm like looking like this.
Right.
No, because I am in my biological family that I'm.
Wait, something happened. Something happened with your sound just now. You sound like you're far away. Did a Bluetooth device connect to your? No,
No, I don't. I think I moved my hand too close, so I'm just going to sit here right now.
nah.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Just that the audio changed a little bit. It's okay. I'll try to tweak it on my side. Go ahead.
Okay. I am taller than my sister by maybe less than a quarter of an inch, and I was taller than my mother, so I thought I was tall.
Right.
That's it. And there was a time I was 5'1.5 inches. How I became 10 is beyond me.
That's funny, Audrey. 5'1.5 inches, and then you shrunk to 4'10".
Petite.
Definitely that.
So the people like the courses, they thank me for them.
Right.
My clients ranged many different complexions, many of them your complexion, many of my clients. And I am so humbled. I am so touched that I have been given whatever it is that I have, the gifts, the motivation, and it's not always easy, and it's not like I always want to do it, because no, and as you said, but it's, and as you know, when we do what we're here to do, the reward is humongous. And so my intention is to have this course go global. I am actually doing something about it because I'm a creator.
Right.
I'm not necessarily a marketer.
Mm-hmm.
I am a creator. And I mean, I'm an artist, really a creator.
Right.
And I can pick my little phone up and out of what and so I am going to be working with somebody who does PR. I have no idea what I'll be asked to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to have an assistant, and we'll see how that goes. And if it goes the way I am intending for it to go, and that I've been praying and asking, and they know, then great. If not, then there'll be other people. Right. So part of it is speaking to your audience, our audience, your viewers, your all that, because, and anyone who hears this or sees this means you. Because if you look inside yourself, whoever you are, you will discover something. Like what I learned, I didn't know this before I was. Mm-hmm. I did not know that people who do female drag queen.
Yeah.
That someone doing drag is a statement of power. I had not, previous to learning that, would have been in those terms, ever.
Mm.
So that was a learning moment for me. And I even knew that there were women who went through my classes for this and did drag as men.
Wait, they went through your course and did what?
Not my course. I don't teach that. That's not what I do. I don't know how to do that. Okay. They went classes
mm-hmm.
and to be able to go in drag as men.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And that for the men who went in drag as women, which by the way, not all are gay.
Right.
It was whatever it was in these individual persons that would feel more empowered to do this, that's what they did. I don't mean it might be for when they chose to do it. So the course is really, I don't say what everybody does, and I'm not pointing things. Okay, that's not true. A couple times I point some fingers at somebody I feel needed to have.
I understand. Every now and then, you have to point some people out, and if it's a time where you get to say, okay, here is a good example of what you want to fashion off of, and here's an example what you don't want to fashion off of.
Yeah.
Not to say, yeah, it's not to say that they're inherently good or inherently bad. It's just that what they're channeling or what they're inspiring tends to be more positive or more negative, as the case may be.
Yeah, I talk about in a little bit what's a sociopath, so you know how to recognize one. And so that I teach some NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I have people that are experts, so I quote them. Mm-hmm. So it's the teachings and some of mine. I teach about the vagus nerve, VAGUS, vagal, VAGAL, vagal nerve, vagus nerve. Mm-hmm. I teach about mindfulness, teaching something from experts in it. And I teach about heart math and all of that. So there's a lot in the course. And the guarantee, because I make guarantees, right? The guarantee, the ISM course is, if you do the courses, it's designed to be done. And in this course, it's listen to your half-hour audio that you get every day and what it says. Mm-hmm. Plus, this one, I am assigning. There is a section called the resource section. And that section, I had to stop doing it after a while. I had a lot of pages, and a friend said, stop. And so the different videos that are either from YouTube, which I had to watch because I had to see like what these were, or certain docus or documentaries from Netflix. That's the only streaming service I have. So I picked some. Nobody has to buy Netflix. I'm not making anyone do that. That's why the YouTube ones that will exemplify some of the horribleness of any of the isms, plus, depending on which one you watch, some of the progress that's been made. And because I feel we must have humor, or we have to have humor, okay? So I also have certain people who are very funny and sometimes use, let us say, some raw language and some language that just does not come out of my mouth sweetly, so I don't use some certain words. And I will be, we can't say the N word. It just doesn't, whether it ends with an A, it's a hence. My former spouse wanted me to practice it. Just doesn't come out of me right. And when it ends with ER.
Wait, you said he wanted you to practice it?
He used it all the time. Well, maybe not all the time.
Right.
The frequency.
Yeah. I got you.
All right, I figured you would. And all of that. So in this, to our audience and do what it says, plus look at what the movies or YouTubes for a half hour. And because I don't want people going into denial, because you're not going to grow, whoever you might be, if you're in denial. And if anyone hasn't seen, I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but a documentary called narrated by Will.
It's called what?
Amend, AMEND. It's on I think it's the 13th Amendment, the 13th or the 14th. So I may not be mixing the amendment. It's amazing. It's horrifying, some of it, but it's amazing. The first section is on racism. I may be mixing up and one is on sexism, one is on anti-Semitism, one is on homophobia.
All things that you have addressed and that you're currently addressing in the Ism Freedom course.
Yes. Yes, so I recommend that people watch that. They don't have to watch. It's like a half hour.
Yeah.
Because I've heard people say, is that but I said it's a post-racial world, which I found okay, or that there really is anything. There's actually a word called femicide, FEMICIDE. When I first saw it, I said, what is that? Femicide. Do you know what it is?
No.
The murdering of, and it's usually done by their mate, their partner, their husband, more than from strangers. So I'm not saying 100%. I forgot the statistics. It's horrible.
So it is the murdering of the individual, the human body? Or is it the figurative murdering of?
Well, no.
It's a literal.
Dead.
Literally. Okay, cool.
And apparently it's going on I'm not saying everyone's getting murdered, obviously.
No. Right.
The stats have gone up. I'm not even talking about other countries. I'm talking about the United States. And that horrified me.
Well, that's horrifying.
So if anyone says, no, women are on a par, blah, 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 blah. Not yet. Not yet. Otherwise, we would have presidents.
Well,
we have amazing women.
There is the female vice president now.
I'm aware of that.
That's all I'll say on that.
that too. I don't want to do politics, so if you want to, we can touch.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, but please continue.
Is there any something you'd like me to discuss?
Say that again.
Is there any particular anything that you would like me to discuss?
Oh, no. I was just continuing to on the path that we were on with looking at aspects of the course, and
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, just so that people can understand what it is that they'll be looking
Okay.
to get into, and
Well, go ahead.
since you have been addressing some of these aspects, the racism, and people will get to even have you with your presentation of it from your own experience, having had a spouse from another race, having a child that's a combination of that union. You know, with that, they will receive, I believe, individuals will or should receive it a little bit better, or they'll be more open to what you have to say, because it's not that you're taking it from the perspective of, oh, I'm empathetic because I have friends and I have heard their stories. No. You have lived it and have been living it. So,
Yes.
there's that aspect of it. So it lends to some validity, or it lends some validity to your words. And I believe people will be more open to receiving, if nothing else, at least that aspect of it. But
Thank
there
you.
is more. And so that's one of the reasons why you're on tonight, because you're here to introduce us to some of that more. And given what you've taught already, the introduction where you're encouraging the recognition of self to evolve. That caterpillar now changes into that butterfly.
Yes.
But it is one life source. It is one life energy. It is from birth to death. It's the same creature on the inside, but looking at it, it's different. Here we go again, going back to what we see.
Mm-hmm.
And you've looked at sex, and most of us are driven by that in one way or another. Whether it is the drive to create a family, or the drive to get pleasure, or the drive to reach someone that has had that life altering experience as a result of it, not necessarily positively, but but even more so negatively. And understanding what happens. You've presented whole courses on these things. So it's kind of like the trifecta now, because you're coming with isms, and with those two that you have addressed before, here comes something else that has aspects of those two in it. And you get to dissect and help to walk through and guide your participants toward an ultimate goal. So that's why I asked, what has been the response from the previous courses? Because now it gives people an understanding, an idea of what it is that they'll be getting out of getting into this course.
As I said, people that completed the course, because some get stopped by life. Life happens, and they'll confront it, or they did something that they were embarrassed about, and a lot of these are clients of mine. Okay, and I'm in the process of calling them all back right now. Oh, I have no course, all this kind of.
Right.
Each and every one of them that completed the course. They didn't know what they're doing. I say, take the course.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's the course. Okay. They've all grown. They have all developed. They have all gotten freer. Some of them are taking it for the second time over. Because I have a lot of material in the course. I don't expect anyone, not anyone, to be able to do everything. And I laugh about this. Everything in the course one time over. Enough material. And the course is created to be a year.
So,
But I wanted weeks. So they all grew. They've all developed. They've all gotten freer. Their intuition is developing. Some of them are making more money. That was an interesting side effect. Some of them,
nice.
I talk about how to money. I do.
Yeah.
And I have a rollicking sense of humor, so that's interspersed.
Right.
And I'm very empathetic. Some of them said they feel they have. Now, you're going to laugh at this, given that I gave you my height. I know you're going to laugh. I can feel it. They said they feel like they have a little Audrey on their shoulder.
That's easy to do. That's easy to do.
Encourage them along. And when you addressed before, there were people who said to me, and I will say it now, how are you, a white woman, going to be able to say anything about racism? What do you know? And if there's no point in not being real, because then it's just a waste of time.
Right.
And I said, hold on, Condom water. Okay, my very super special. Oh, there's a reason I'm healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Several reasons.
Your alkaline water.
Yes. Kangen, N-G-E-N. Anyway, so what I tell people is, number one, I have been dealing with black, brown, beige. This is my language. People for, let me figure out, because it's when I moved out of the house. Okay, now, don't freak out. Okay, well, freak out. Do whatever you need to. For 55 years. And so I'm not a stranger. I'm not black, brown, or beige. I'm this, whatever you want to call this. And it's not like this. It's not like white like that.
Right.
But this is all white and all of that. And I and I did have my spouse. I do have my daughter and all of that. But I also have friends.
Yep.
I live a multiracial, multicultural life. I live this. And I come from New York. And that doesn't mean everyone who comes from New York. Once I watched the New York Housewives, and I thought, none of them is anyone I ever met. So I've lived a very multiracial, multicultural life for a long time. And not in COVID, sequestered. Okay, but none of this is new. I've been to Africa a few times, to Europe, and so I know people from many different spaces, and I know them as friends. I know them as family. I know them as clients, and I know some of them as I know them as associates. So I live it. And I'm still in this body, so denying. But part of the benefit of this is I could have a different perspective.
Right.
And be able to see and know things that somebody from a different perspective may not, because they could be so immersed, and this is for any of us, in whatever perspective someone is, that it's like you can't see that kind of thing, because so immersed in whatever it is one thinks one is, that one can't see the forest for the trees.
Right.
And all of that kind of thing. And there is something about the vibration of black people, black, brown, beige, that harmonizes with me. There is a warmth and a certain kind of spirituality that I have. So we met. And I don't mean everyone. I'm not saying that. There are people, do not call me. I don't want to know you. And you don't want to know me. Okay.
Right.
But, and, right? It's different. In fact, when I was studying astrology with this amazing astrologer, Felissa Rose Giroux, and I sent her a Facebook, no, what did I send her? Yeah, a Facebook message, because I no longer have her phone number, which is like that. Anyway, she was teaching us that there's different planetary influences on different groups. Like black people, she said, were more under the influence of Neptune. White people were under and this is very general, very, 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 very general. And you have to do a chart. I'm an astrologer also. That white people are more under the influence of Uranus. And like that. So I sent her a message. What are all the other groups? Because I don't remember them all. And she didn't give every, but I think that Asian people, which I don't remember, and Jewish people, she said, was Saturn. I don't remember what she said, if there's Christians or Muslims or so when she lets me know, I will share, because I'm not going to make it up. So I've thought about that. So I looked at my personal chart.
Right.
I mean, I know my astrology chart, but I know my chart. And I am very Neptunian, and I am also Uranian. So it just meshes. And I look at this kind of stuff, and I feel I live like this. A lot of people only live at like a certain level or a third dimensional level. I live in some other levels. I've had near-death experiences. I've talked to the shiny light beings. I've conversed with them. I discuss that in the course because when I tell people we're more than dimensional, well, that's nice. It's a good sentence. Hello. How do you know?
Right.
What experience have you had that could show you this? And a lot of people don't discuss with other people some of non-third dimensional experiences because they're afraid of being mocked and made fun of, which could happen. I guarantee you that that's true. But when they discover me, they will discuss those kinds of things with me because I am the clairvoyant, okay, or the mystic intuitive, or all kind of labels, okay?
Right.
All of that. And I have learned, not only from reading people, like in a session, that there are more talents than we even have words for. And that when our species needs some new talent, I will guarantee you that people will be born with some of that talent. And I want to enhance that because we need it, okay?
Right.
Who sometimes when beings that are not third dimensional pass by, whether it's a past family member or something, they will smell literally the smoke of the cigar or whatever it might be that person used to smoke. Or when a different member comes by, there'll be a perfume that this person will smell that they'll know that's there. There are times when I was praying very deeply about something and I heard a voice, not just in my head or not like I heard a voice. Wow. Right. So this is like, I think about this and it's ridiculous. I literally looked up to see where the voice was coming from. Can you imagine if I actually saw something, how freaked out I would have been? But it was this loud voice.
Right.
So it's like, what? And it guided me what I needed to do. So we have gifts and talents. And so I give a few examples of literal experiences I have had, and understand when I say this in case anyone's thinking, oh, she was high or she was on this or she was no. None of that. I was not high. I was not on this or that. I was not drunk. I was not none of that. This is my regular me, and this is my regular me, you're getting my regular me, okay? And I know how to lift my energy. I teach that. Teach that to the course. And so when I explain some of what I literally experienced, it's to give people the understanding that there is stuff that we do not have third dimensional explanations for. Right. And to all, we don't. You want me to give you an example?
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This blew my mind. Now understand, these are real experiences from my life. When I was growing up, my mom had these 90s that I thought were the most beautiful thing in the world. Remember, she was like a shorter than I was, so little. And they were beautiful 90s that she still kept from when she was married. So pretty and diaphanous. And years later, she gave them to me. And I kept them.
Okay.
And one day, when I moved from New York to Florida, I still had them. I had them in a certain area. I didn't look at them every minute, but I had them. And now and then I would look in the drawer and there it was. And then all of a sudden, one day they weren't there. And I freaked out. Where'd they go? I live alone. Okay. I am the one who lives where I live.
Right.
So nobody had come in here. Nobody had gone in my drawer and taken them out. They disappeared. So I looked through. Did you ever look for something over and over and over again, in and out of the same closet, up and down I was like, couldn't find it anywhere. So I did what I would do. I called up friends who were also clairvoyants. This is what I do. Okay. Had them tune in. I called about 5 people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of my crew, right?
Right.
I called about 5 people to have them tune in. And one of them said it's like they disappeared. They couldn't see him either. That is unusual. Okay. So move forward about a couple months after that, I went to New York. I was renting out I still had my New York apartment at that time.
Yeah.
And I was renting it out. And someone who had been living there had locked one of the rooms. And we somehow got back in. They painted the walls a hideous color. Anyway, I didn't like it for the walls and blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking through stuff because new people were going to come in and rent it. Right. So they didn't want it was a lot of stuff they didn't want. And I had books, had a lot of stuff. So I was giving it away. I know most people sell. I didn't have the patience for it. I'd invited people over and I was giving stuff away.
Right.
And then when I went into the room, which had been at the time my daughter's room, and I walked in the closet, which I said the door was locked in the closet, and I'm pittering around in boxes. I almost freaked out because there in a box, a closed box in a room that had been locked in an apartment that I hadn't been to in a number of years, nor had my daughter, nor had anyone that I know, wore the nightgowns. And I shrieked. I call them the traveling nighties. And I don't know how they got there.
Where are these nighties now?
Huh?
Where are they now?
In my closet. And
are you sure?
Them. They don't wear them. Okay, but I checked. I wanted to give them to I have granddaughters and grandsons. I wanted to give them to them when the kids are a little older.
Right.
But they have such a meaning for me. I don't think I can give them yet because they're the traveler. How the heck did they do this? Okay. And no, I'm a very sane woman.
Right.
nobody came in here in the thick of the night and stuff. And would they know where I lived in New York? Would get into a place that had locked doors? No. And one of the people that was in my place when I was getting everything ready, one of the guys had called to tune in to where were these 90s. And I said, these are the 90s. Okay. And another person that was there, I hadn't met, we'd spoken on the phone. He was from Africa, and he was a very spiritual person. And when in that closet, he pointed to something, he said something that was something important or whatever, and I looked in, and there were the 90s and other stuff, and that was about certain implements that I had used spiritually. I gave him all my books, by the way, to use at the center that he had, Brooklyn. This is New York. And he had like a healing center in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I had spiritual books. I had metaphysical books.
Gotcha.
And I had a lot. And part of the reason was in New York, I had a public access TV show. I did a live show for 11 years. So I was able to get books and whatnot for review copies. And so I'd review them and stuff like that. And if I didn't like something, I just didn't review it. Okay. I didn't want to say this sucks. I didn't want to bring that up. And they were usually extremely good books and videos. I gave them all of them. But I don't know how those nights from where I had them in Florida apartment to New York. I call them the traveling 90s. And yes, I tell that story in the course to give people as tangible an experience as I can of that there are things that happen that are beyond third dimensional explanation.
Yeah. Indeed.
Now, they could think I'm up effect or something, but I'm not. And anyone who knows me, who knows me at all, knows I am very real. Okay, I like to play, I like to have fun, I like to dance, I like to do all that. That's real. I definitely do readings. I am a healer. I am a psychic. If you don't like that word, I'm a clairvoyant. Pick whatever word you like. I'm a metaphysician. Call me whatever nice word you like. Nice word that you like, and all of that kind of thing. But I'm real. I can't lie because it shows all over my face and it would crash my energy. That's just. So yeah.
So, you've taken us on quite the journey here tonight, Audrey, and I thank you. Being with you is always an experience, whether it is that we chat on the phone, which we hadn't done a whole lot of this past year. But when we do, we tend to have really good chats.
Yes.
And this one is no different.
Thank you.
You know, I thank you for taking the time out to share with my wider group, my wider village. You know, those listening in from the UK, New York, New Jersey, Texas, here in Florida, and other parts of the world by way of these affiliates. One Harmony Radio, NIE Radio, Ireland Worldwide, ClintonLindsay.com, the Foundation Radio Network, WGLRO, Oliwap Radio, Dusik Media Groups, PEMG TV, all of these, CR7, podcast platforms, YouTube, everywhere. You have reached out, and I'm pretty sure someone, and I'm of course keeping the numbers low, someone heard, and it resonated. This particular broadcast tonight was for one person. Now, which one, I don't know. But it was for one person. And people might say, all right, then it wasn't me. And don't think that when I say it was for one person, it means one physical person. I don't know how often anyone has met someone and felt connected to that person their whole life, and they are only meeting them for the first time. Just remember, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. I'll just leave that right there. Just remember that, though. Audrey, how can people get in touch with you? How can people register for the course?
Okay, thank you. By the way, thank you for this opportunity. And yes, we'll speak more. The landing page for the course where you learn about the course and you can register for the course is Audrye Now, AudryeNow.com/ism, ISM. It's that simple. And you can reach me, my website, Audrye, AudryeNow.com. You'll learn about me as a clairvoyant. My art is there. I don't think we've yet put all my art on it, and that's just, apologize, and all that. And other factors about me, you'll see some of my friends. There's testimonials, there's stuff.
Right.
Okay. And my books, I have 4 books, and you'll see that information there. You can reach me at 1-888-757-3223. I'm on Instagram and on YouTube. Oh, follow me. Please follow me. Subscribe. And it's Instagram.com. Audrye Now. I do not do fancy stuff. Okay, I don't do all this TikTok-y stuff. No, you'll see me very simple when I do my morning walk. I wear a flower because my first granddaughter likes me wearing it anyway. And a couple of minutes of whatever it is that calls me that day. I actually just posted some beach pictures, just the waves, because it was so gorgeous and so peaceful and so needed. And my YouTube is bit.ly, bit.ly/ you got it, Audrye Now, AudryeNow. I have some of my art is on my main site. I have art on another site. Should I give that, or is this enough?
But
I don't want to
if they can get connected, if they can search for you and get connected to some of the other sites also.
Yes. My name, Audrye, I am the only one. AUDRYE and then ARBE. I am the only one. And Audrye Now, AUDRYENOW, I'm her. And I look like this. All right, if they're pictures from a few years ago, I look how I looked a few years ago. Like this. You see it? I don't know if you can see it.
Well,
Am I doing?
Right there.
Anyway.
Yeah. But going online and just looking, if anyone were to put in your name and do images, they'll see many of you. So yeah, look for her, people. And again, she hasn't said it yet for this broadcast, but she said it to me. That's the correct spelling of Audrye.
Yes, AUDRYE.
Yes.
That's it. Okay, and I do have a cell number, but I don't know. Should I give my cell number or just the 888 number? That is the most direct way to reach me. What do you recommend?
Go with the 888 number.
Okay, because the guys are saying to be out there. If you go on any of those websites, you will get my number.
There you go.
You will get my number, and it's a New York number, and I'm in Florida. It doesn't matter. You will get that number. Call me.
My number is a Chicago number, and I'm in Florida. So, what can I
Yep.
say?
And yeah, we can talk about the course. We can talk about various things.
Yep.
There's a lot. It's time to really grow.
It is.
Should I
And
my books? Is that too much?
Well, the books are also linked on your website.
Everything's there. Oh,
So-
and if you're interested in the books, I give away free samplers of each book. PDF free samplers, what it's actually about.
So what I am encouraging people to do is to go to the website and to contact you through the website. Because, you know, if there's one thing I will say for those that have businesses, that have a product. Today, I put on social media a question about that. You know, how many of you know someone with a business or a product? And what have you done in relation to that in the past 14 days? You know, how are you contributing to your village? Because this individual that you know that has a product, that has a business, this individual is a member of your village. And if you are not contributing to the growth of your village, what are you contributing to?
Okay. I am going to give Yara Prezzo, from whom you can get your food tower. She's an NLP expert, and she does other kinds of work. She's got year-long courses and all that. Your holistic approach, HOLISTICAPPROACH.com. That's Yara's website.
Nice. Hey.
I love Yara.
Yep. You know, we build and support our village, and that's what we need to do. Because empires are built the same way they're destroyed, piece by piece.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for this opportunity. I totally appreciate it. You are amazing.
Thank you
And
very
I
much.
had to properly register for the walk, and I look forward to it.
Oh, yeah. And I did find the flyer. I do have it here. Let me put this up real quickly before I jump on into musical therapy to close out the night. Nami Walks. And they've tagged on Your Way because of what has been happening in the past 2 years. It's a United Day of Hope, Saturday, October 9, 2021. This happens down at Nova University in Davie. So you walk your way as a way. You may be walking virtually, you may be walking in person. And protocols are observed. So, you know, safety first. All day, every day. Safety first. So, Nami Walks happens this Saturday. I'll be there. Audrey plans to be there. And I'd love to see any of you guys who are in town. I'd love to see you there. Believe me, you won't be able to miss me. You will find me. You will see me or you will hear me. I will be there. Audrey,
You recognize me by my extensive height and my curly hair.
That's right.
Thank you.
Audrey, you take care. Have yourself a great night.
Thank you.
And we'll talk.
Absolutely. Bless you. Bless you all.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Good night, Audrey.
Night. Ciao.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we bounce into musical therapy,
How can I love someone when you are near? How can I love someone when you are near?
She goes by the name Audrye K. And this is one of her latest releases. I want to thank McNeil Trucking for sponsoring the musical therapy segment.
How can I love someone when you are near? This one. How can I kiss someone when you are near? This one, this one.
I want to thank the Island Treasure Music crew.
I want you to understand.
Glenn Brownie and the crew.
This one. I want you to understand that we are one.
Hey cuz, how you doing? Bouncing through musical therapy on this community and finance night. What's the sound of Hizzy?
You think you bury me and done, but you only planted a seed. Get ready, I'm coming.
It's called Plant a Seed, the sound of Hezron.
Man, you think you bury me and done, but you only planted a seed. Get ready, I'm coming, coming. Get ready, I'm coming. You think you bury me and done, you only planted a seed. Get ready, I'm coming.
You know, when people think they've buried you, they don't really understand, you know.
I take the whole on my chin.
Not everything that is buried is dead.
I take my wings. You keep standing on my back. Get up, get up, get up on my back. You think you bury me undone.
Yeah, man, he says, you think you bury me and done? You've only planted a seed.
Get ready, I'm coming. You think you got me down under the ground, but you only planted. Get ready, I'm coming, coming. Get ready, I'm coming.
Oh, I'm wishing that things could be different. Or soon my things will be missing.
The son of Marcia J Ball on the same rhythm.
Can't find no work, though I tried so very hard.
It's called Wishing.
Hurts, just can't find a job.
It's a train is coming rhythm.
My rent, bills are overdue. No matter what happens, got to push on through. I'm willing to work for the things that I want and need. I'm up and running, I'm ready to proceed. But life throws you lemons, so you make lemonade. Life throws you curves, you gotta know how to swerve. So I'm wishing that things could be different. Right now what's saving is missing. I ain't got a cent, I can't find no work, though I try so very hard. God knows it hurts. Gotta get a job, can't pay the rent, bills are over. You have to do for yourself. Do for yourself. I know just wishing.
Yeah, man, you have to put in some of the work to it. And I think it's gonna just come and fall in your lap.
Oh, I feel like that's all I can do. Oh, I'm wishing, 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 wishing. I'm wishing, wishing, wishing. All my savings are missing.
Anybody not yet on board on this train ride? Come on, man, you need to take a ride. Come take a ride with me. Where? On the train. The train will go on. All aboard. This is on a Yishka. It's a rockin' ride. Most people know Yishka from his singing. But this is Yishka on sax. Talk about a talented individual. But he has so much talent, it couldn't be just him alone. It had to be him, his brothers, and his dad. Give one more from Yishka. Flexing his vocal muscles. Here's a rendition of Shake You Down from the self-titled album Yishka.
I've been watching you from so far across the floor now, baby. That's nothing new. I've watched you so many times before now, baby. I see that look in your eyes and what it's telling me, and you know, oh girl, that I'm not shy. I'm glad you picked up on my telepathy now, baby. You're in my mind, girl, I wanna shake you down. I can give you all the loving you need. Come on, let me shake you down. We'll go all the way to heaven. Ooh, I've been missing you. And the way you make me feel inside. What can I do? I can tell you got your pride now, baby. Come to me. Well, let me ease your mind, oh baby. I've got the remedy, yes I do. Now give me just a little time. You're in my mind, girl, I wanna shake you down.
Talk about a man that show off for them skills.
Loving you need, all the love you need. Come on, let me shake you down. We'll go all the way to heaven. Girl, 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 girl.
Talk about people with skills.
For so long, you and
Bouncing through musical therapy.
And the feeling
This is Joanna Marie.
for you is more than strong, boy. Take it from me. If you give a little more than you're asking for, your love will turn the key. Darling, I would wait forever for those lips of wine. Build my world around you, darling. This love will shine, boy. Watch it and see. If you give a little more than you're asking for, your love will turn the key. I just wanna be your everything. Open up the heaven in your heart and let me be the things you are to me, and not some puppet on a string. Oh, if I stay here without you, darling, I will die. I want you laying in the love I have to bring. I'd do anything to be your everything.
I'll do whatever I can to be your everything, including your protector.
Yeah, we not told us what people are saying. We not cave under pressure. We have a mind of our own, it says. Red Fox. Red Fox. I live my life the way I see it.
This guy was my secret ingredient this past Saturday on Reggae Global Radio.
The way I flex.
Yeah man, in the Saturday stew.
Ain't got to
He goes by the name Red Fox.
and from the states. Sidewalk,
This is brand new release.
it's up. Still I trot the road, but I hold it now.
It's called I Am a Lion.
Yeah, we not told us what people are saying.
Not at all.
We not cave under pressure.
Yeah man, we'll stand up to them things.
We have a mind of our own, it says.
No, we're not cheap, you know.
Red Fox. Red Fox.
Up full. Get your cup full.
I live my life the way I see it. The way I dress, the way I talk, your curve, my speech. The way I flex, my dance, the one I bet. Ain't got to walk, so know I'm coming from the states. Sidewalk, my crew, yeah, the journey's up. Still I trot the road, but I hold it now and not give up. So many fools, but none can touch. Whether I'm with a low, with a bend, with a bow, can't tell your man I'm lion. Real born lion, conquering lion. While your aim for burning, let it blaze. I'm a lion. Real born lion, conquering lion. Conquer anything until we pray. When I beg, when I bow, no day. Can't get straight begging for bread. When I do some hustling instead. One quote from the yard of bed. Multiply that by the young checks. Money in a bank, hey yo, check the best. Now sponge for a man, now grudge for no one. John and make me start and pray. Stand firm and wait for the burning. How we know which God we are worship. Move the talk, in the talk, take time on what. Don't bow to the man, start working. Someone go like the better than you. Watch the movie and not the preview. Here's a start and an end. Just hold it, my friends, stay strong. Rock push show. Lion, real born lion, conquering lion. Find your aim for burning, let it blaze. I'm a lion, real born lion, conquering lion. Conquer anything on jump with praise. I want the talk, I'm a living success. That guide my path, well I am a blueprint. No man at all, can't stop me from step. They know I walk through the valley of death. Consignment cross to the border, no program, don't take the order. Someone call me the goat, fly past in the port, one side passport, I'm a father. Man about them matter than lava. Press power and sound, yeah me chant ya. Fly high, fly low, don't bend, don't bow, man I make them know. Lion, 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 conquering lion.
The sound of Red Fox. The track is called I Am a Lion. And if you tuned in on Saturday, you'd have learned why it is that he resonates, or the lion resonates so much with him. Remember, the Saturday Stew happens each and every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Reggae Global Radio. You catch me for the segment called The Secret Ingredient. You never know who's gonna spice up the Saturday Stew. This past Saturday it was this guy, Red Fox. And this Saturday, I'll be giving away a complimentary ticket to Rhythms of the Heart. G-Mat Music Solutions presents Rhythms of the Heart, the October edition. I want to say thank you once more to McNeil Trucking for sponsoring the musical therapy segment. With McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands. Give them a call, it's at 954-406-9740. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. I do encourage you to look out for members of your community as we transition to the end of the broadcast tonight. Remember, your community is not just the development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, on the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is DJ Kevin Stew, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right here. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. Thank you to my affiliates once more. Truly appreciate of you. Catch y'all later on, alright? Deuces, I'm out of here. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Here on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot, where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.